and back again with a recharged camera battery. So, as I was saying, the newer systems tend to be more efficient and tend to outperform the older systems of economy, of what have you. Homo sapiens outperformed the previous types of humans, Neanderthal and so on. What the Zeitgeist movement is claiming is that they are more efficient than the previous system, yet they have 500,000 members at the point of, as I'm making this video, and they haven't done shit. So, if we looked at Wikipedia, for instance, they didn't claim to be able to do a bunch of stuff. They just outperformed Encyclopedia Britannica and all that was before. This is proof that indeed it is a quite efficient system. And let's look at Facebook. They didn't claim to be able to put blue buttons on the internet and then write like on them, and then when people would press them, stuff would happen. No, they just did it, and by the very efficiency of their business model and their design, their stuff outperformed previous models of the same thing. Same with Google, right? They outperformed previous search engines or previous just bulk random browsing by hand. What I'm saying is that once you have a more efficient system, generally you can start to apply it and it will just float by itself. If it's good, it will pretty much float on the market most of the time. The fact that the Zeitgeist movement seems to be unable to do its thing is to me very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. If you have a more efficient system, you don't have to beg for money. If you're Henry Ford and you have the first assembly line, you don't have to beg the other automobile manufacturers to switch to your system. You'll do your own, and in a matter of a couple of years, everybody will do it because it's the more efficient system to use. So, what we have here is a bunch of people that claim to have a better system, yet are unable to apply it the way that Coca-Cola and McDonald's and Nike and whoever do in their corporations to get the resources that they want. The thing is, oh my god, we could apply it, but we don't have the resources. Well, neither does Nike or McDonald's or anybody else. You know what they do? They apply their system small scale, they get more money for more resources, and then they build up from there. They increase their stuff. This has been going on for years, for centuries perhaps. And if you claim to have a better system, you should have started applying it by now and have a bunch of stuff going. As it is, the sort of attempts of conversion, so just give us your resources for free because we can manage them better, is completely ludicrous. Prove it. Show me. You have 500,000 people. You're not managing them for shit. Wikipedia is managing them better. You claim to be like, okay, we're raising awareness. We're converting people to our cause because it's a better system and whatever. Just compare yourselves to Scientology. That is fucking insanity. And yet they have Tom Cruise on their side. They have a bunch of millionaires, if not billionaires on their side, and so they float better than you do. It's just simply, it's fair, it's absolutely fair and square. Any sort of Scientologist on the planet could become a Zeitgeister, yet they don't. Most of them, as far as I know, don't. Most of them, the people with the money, they just go for things like Scientology. Maybe you're just boring. Maybe you're not making things as interesting as they are. Whatever the reason, and I don't know it really, whatever the reason, your system seems to not pull its weight. Something is not quite clear there, for me at least. So, here's my question to put it short. Why are you begging for money when systems that you claim to be less efficient than yours have no problem making it? That's the question. Why? With a more efficient system, do you have to keep begging for money? Because that's what you currently do and have been doing for the past 2 years at least. Next one. Critical mass. Critical mass. The idea is that the Zeitgeisters claim to need an unknown number, a critical mass, before they start to implement their stuff. Now, in my opinion, and I've put at least some research and talk into this with many people from the movement, my initial impression, at least, is that the critical mass is basically Jesus, right? The second coming of Jesus is a lot like the Zeitgeist critical mass. We don't know when it's coming, but we're promising you that it will come. It's soon. When? Soon. Like sooner than you think. And things will be great once it happens. But also there will be troubles, and because some people aren't ready, and it's all a bunch of drama happening there around both the second coming of Christ and the Zeitgeist critical mass and transition. So, obvious questions. What is the critical mass? What is it? Give me a number, give me a percentage that we can work with. Everybody on the planet, fuck you, that doesn't exist, that doesn't work. When Buddha came on the planet, Siddhartha, right? Buddha came into India. Not even in India, in his own country, and he was a fucking holy man, if the Buddhist scriptures are to be believed. Not every Indian was a Buddhist back then. Wherever they went, the Buddhists found followers because it's a decent sort of philosophy. But not everybody became a Buddhist. Same for Christians and for everybody. There's a certain percentage of the population that will not join you or will not join any given ideology. So it's very important, at least to me, to see whether your critical mass bullshit is something that's feasible in this particular reality with this species of humans that we have on the planet. Because if it's just made for robots, as I think it is, it's just a system designed for anything but humans, then we can start to have a discussion and I can start to point more holes in your theory. So, what is the critical mass? Why do you need it? And just give me an idea, because we have 500,000, so we can sort of calculate a percentage of where you are as opposed to where you want to be. And yeah, I'm going to stop this one, because my camera is kind of, it's not made by the movement, so it's not made out of the best materials, and I'm going to continue with some other topics.